Well, hello. I guess I'm up tonight by myself and alone. Uh and that's all right too. So I go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Joanna. Welcome to my space in your place tonight. I just want to come and share something with you. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already subscribed. And I did a video today about why I asked you to subscribe. I don't tell you to subscribe, I ask you to subscribe so that I could reach 1,000 subscribers. And that's number one, and become a really true YouTuber and a part of the YouTube family. Right now, I'm all on my own. I am not monetary with YouTube at all. I just follow all of YouTube rules, regulations. You have to do that in order so when that time comes, they look at all of that, your character, and how you were with your videos and interacted with your subscribers and your viewers to see if you are a fit for YouTube. And I pray and hope that I am a fit for YouTube. Um, but tonight, and I know that it is almost 12 midnight here in Alaska. And I did it for a reason. I didn't really care if I didn't have an audience because I know that it will be seen once it's published. Well, about 5 years today, uh, my son, my eldest, my first child, my eldest child, and my first son, uh, he called me and told me that he was feeling ill. And I went over there to his house and he was looking like he was feverish and everything. And he told me, he said, I'm coming now with this flu. I've been had this flu and I cannot shake it. And the reason why I decided to come to tell my story about my son is I can do it now, without crying. Um, and but so it took me 5 years to really come in to tell my story. And I chose this time of night because it's quiet. Everybody is in bed, and most of you guys are in bed also. So really, you won't see this until it airs. Well, my son was beginning to. He called me one day and he asked. He said, "Mom," he said, "do we have like bruising in our family?" And I said, "Bruising." He said, "Yeah, like bruising. I got bruises all over. I'm just got these bruises." And I remember distinctly. I said, "Oh, son, don't worry about that bruising. I have that. I have bruises. I bruise." I say, "I could just touch something and I bruise." That was not what he was talking about. But I thought that's what he was talking about. It wasn't. So that was on the 10th of February, 2017. And then he had like a flu. He had like the flu. And so he had gone, I mean, his house looked like a pharmacist. He had some of every medication that you could name in that. house for cold remedies. And he didn't have the flu. But anyway, um, I got a little wine tonight. Um, he didn't have the flu. No, I was a long way from the flu. So I remember telling my son he had bought him a house, and it seemed like that's when my son really had leukemia started with it because he was not the same from the time he moved in that house. I tell you, it was something every time you turn around, he was sick. He was at the hospital. And then this is really that you know how when time go, you don't you miss all the little things because you're not yourself and you can't believe. Now, after 5 years, the dust has settled and my mind is clear like that. I never forget my son went into the hospital. And I remember my baby boy, my girlfriend, I refer to as my prayer partner, and her granddaughter. We all went to the base because my son was supposed to be released from the base hospital, VA hospital. But when we got there, they had moved him out of his room into a room where we had to wear masks and everything. Just so happened this boy had got like a virus, you know. His immune system was so low. And we had to wear mask. No, he he wore the mask, but we couldn't get close to him. I remember. And then I said, well, are you going home today? He said, oh, yeah, I'm going home today. He said, but they put me in this room. I believe they either gave him blood that day or whatever. But now that was a while. That was a while, you know, before the 15th. That was like over in 2016. Yeah. And so, but ever since then, he never was right. So then he went, you know, I'm telling you this story because I never told you this story, and I want you all to be aware, and I want you to take notice, and I want to give you all the telltale signs. Bruising, um, weakness, flu-like symptoms, just like a virus. You know, the immune system is breaking down. The red blood cells are almost to nothing. You know, yeah. And so I remember that day. I say, "Okay, son, I tell you what. Um, after I get out of church Sunday, because that was on a Saturday, and he was really his eyes were just so he was just like when somebody just sick with the flu. He said, I said, look, when I get out of church tomorrow, because we were winding up, I think like the 10th or 11th church. I believe it was the 11th because they doing the 16th anniversary this Sunday at his church, and it was the 11th anniversary going on. I mean, yeah, going on the 11th anniversary. Yeah, because he and I were at the 10th anniversary just a year before that, dressed I'm in my gown and that ball gown, and him in his suit, just that quick, in a year. And so he was he said, "Okay, Mom." So I said, "Well, I'm in church, just doing what you're doing." We was closing up with the um the whole week. We were celebrating the anniversary, and we was closing up that Sunday. So I looked down that Sunday at my telephone, and that was him. And I said to myself, I told this child that I was going to come to his house and pray with him, like pray over his whole house. Because I told him, I said, "Son, it's your house." I said, "It's something about this house. Ever since you've been in this house, you've been sick." I remember telling him that. And so I say, "When I get out of church, I'm gonna come and pray over your house." He said, "Yes, ma'am, and I'm gonna pray over you too." And he said, "Okay, I'll be waiting." But then, therefore, I'm looking down, and we was almost ready to get out of church. And then I looked down, and he just a beeping, and the phone just a beeping. And I'm looking at my phone. It was on the floor down there, on top of my purse. So finally, I say, "Well, when I get out, I got on up." That's what it was. I got on up because it was beeping so much, and I ran in the foyer of the church, and I called him, and he was in hysterics. I never heard my son. We talking about a Marine, because he say once a Marine, always a Marine, and but my son was hysterical. Yeah, he was hysterical. We talking about a 42-year-old man. He was in hysterics. And I say, "Son, what's wrong?" He say, "Mama, come now." I say, "Where, baby?" He said, "I'm at the hospital. They getting ready to take me in a jet to um, Seattle, Washington, to the VA. He say, "Mom, I got leukemia, uh, stage 4, Mom. Mom, I'm gonna die." That, right there. I mean, those words, I never forget my son. He wasn't just my son right there. He was my friend, you know. He was my buddy. Yeah. He was my firstborn. And I say, "Oh, son," I remember telling him, I say, "You have to have faith." I said, "This is no time for you to crumble now." I said, "God has the last word, honey. And Mom is on her way. And tell them don't take you until I get there." He said, "Yes, ma'am." So by this time, I twirled around and I ran back. The church was out then, but people were coming out, and I started running and grabbing people, um, women, pr- prayer warriors, people that I knew that were prayers and saved and sanctified. And that's what I needed. And I just was just grabbing and running and grabbing one from another. And nobody asked They just, and I just say, follow me. They did. We went to the hospital. And when I got there, before I got into the hospital, I was alone, but they were on their way. Yeah, they were on their way, all the saints that I had asked to come. They were on their way. And so when I got there, I said, okay, straighten up. You cannot show any fear. You know, this man has been given a death sentence. You got to be strong. You're his mother, and he's going to be looking right at you. You're going to have to be strong, and you got to have a smile on your face. So I had to suit up. I had to straighten up after getting the most devastating news of my life. And after I prayed, asked God to give me strength, I turned the corner and walked in the room with the biggest smile on my face. And I looked my son right in his eyes, and he was looking right at me like he was drawing strength from my soul. He was looking deep into my soul, looked like. And I smiled and I said, what's this I hear? And by this time, the saints had gotten to the hospital. They come right in behind me. I was so happy to see my sisters in Christ. And we held hands and we got around his bed and we prayed and we lit that hospital up with prayer. He was frightened. But when we finished, he was no more. I remember my son, he had the prettiest hair. The prettiest hair always did. My son, my baby, my 200 and some pound baby. I kissed him. I rubbed my hands through his hair because I knew that his hair was going to be gone. I was just rubbing my hands through his hair. But I didn't show anything other than, you're going to be all right, son. My boy took and put on his, I think it's a cowboy hat. You know what those football hats, and put it on the cap, and he said, I'm all right now, Mama. I feel like I got hope now. I got hope. I feel like everything's going to be all right. I say, why wouldn't it be so? Why wouldn't it be? And I was just so smiling. And here come the people. They had him on the stretcher, and he was waving and looked back at me. And I said, you're going to be all right. Honey, I was a broken woman. Do you hear me? That was the saddest day I can remember, was that day. I was broken in a million pieces. So after he left, and I smiled all the way till he got out and they put him on that plane. He left there. He was not in the hospital anymore. They say he was going to be on a little jet and he was going to be wherever he was, the destination, in, I think, 45 minutes. That was fast. But anyway, when my godson walked up, we were leaving the hospital. and all the saints and friends left. It was only left just my godson, that was his best friend, and he walked me to my car. We were just like both of us. We were speechless. And we were walking to the car in silence. We didn't know what to say. Then when I got to the car, all I remember is falling apart. I broke. I chose this time to come with my story about my son because for some unknown reason, every day I look at the news or the YouTube or something, somebody losing their child. They've been suicide. They've been man kill baby mama, man kill children, man kill mama and 2-day-old baby. It's so much senseless killing in the world. And every time I hear it, especially the newest one, when I heard that the Floridium graduate, she was a cheerleader, captain, and everything. She was 22 years old in the master's program. She was a soror sister, everything. Somebody shot that girl. And my heart went straight to the mother. You know, for some reason, every time I hear of a death of a child, it hurt me too. It hurt me because I can feel what they feel. And you know, I usually go like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can if you want to, and you don't if you don't want to. Because this is a story this is a channel where I tell stories, and my stories count too. It's not always such laughing and stuff like that. And like I say, this is a blessed channel, and I know for real that God blessed me with my subscribers. Like they will see this one day, and they will be alerted that I'm on, may be sleeping or getting ready for work. And Miss Joanna is all right now, and I don't expect. But I noticed that I've gotten so many new subscribers. And I want to say thank you so very much. It means the world to me. Yes, it means the world to me. February is a hard month for me. Yeah. And while we're telling stories, you're not going to believe this right here. You would say either that woman was cursed or she had some of the baddest luck I ever known to mankind. I did not tell you. Now remember, that was February of 2017. Stay with me now. February, the same day, but it was at night. 2018, my other son was almost killed in an automobile accident. My child was almost killed in an automobile accident. Can you believe that? One of the boards that came through the window came straight through, and he actually saw it coming at him. He didn't know what that was, and he ducked. He said he ducked. He remembered just moving over, just moving. Do you know it was a 2x4? It wasn't no stick, but it came off a big box on the side of a building that he spun out of control after hitting black ice. He wasn't speeding or anything. The car just got out of control after he was leaving a store. And when it got out of control, it hit a box in a store. And my son was almost killed. Do you know that board stuck in the seat right where his head was and stuck in the seat? Do you know the car blew up every bag in my car deployed? He was driving my vehicle. Every bag deployed. The tires, the new Kia have sensor tires. They blew out. They went flat. The windows burst out. The car actually exploded. And my son got out unharmed. Yes. All I could do, and my poor child was saying, my mama car. That was the last thing I cared about was a car. A car can be replaced, but I can't get my children back. A mother, parents should not have to bury their children. No, that is terrible for a mother, for parents to lose their children. They told me I stayed at my son's house while he was in Seattle. And they said that we're gonna have to hit him with this chemo or whatever this is. And not too many people survive this. I said, my son will. I never did give up. And they called me. I was at his house. And they say, you got to come to Seattle, Washington to say goodbye to your child. I say, how long do I have? They say, like yesterday. So that means come. I caught a flight that night. It was 7 o'clock when I caught the flight. But I see like 3 people on here. Give me the ones that haven't given me a thumbs up. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're here. Am I just seeing things? Just if you can hear me or see me, just press the thumbs up button if you have not done it already. Thank you so much. So, do you know to this day, 5 years ago, later, I cannot tell you guys how I got to the airport. I can't tell you how I got to. Let me tell you, to this day, 2022, I cannot remember. I cannot remember. I cannot remember. Do you know I'm still trying to remember? I cannot remember packing 1 inch of clothes. I cannot remember getting in a cab. I don't know how I got there. I can't remember the airplane flight. I cannot remember landing in Seattle. I cannot remember nothing. All I can remember is I can see myself in the big VA hospital getting out of a cab. But first, he took me to the place that the people stay, the families stay. And I put my bags down, yeah, and I went on over there. I think they were telling me his wife, but that was before they got married. It was his fiance told me to go over there to the Fisher house and put your stuff down and then come over. I did. And when I got there, I told my son, I said, Mom is here. They say he can't hear you. I say, oh, yes, he can hear me. He can hear me. And I say, Mom is here. My poor baby. So I just want to tell you this and I'm going to let you go. This is late, I know. The doctors told me to get the family together, like call his children and stuff. So I did. So we all met there, the family, the ones that could meet, and the ones that were close, you know, to Seattle. They all came to the hospital and we were in the room and it was like 3 doctors. They walked in the room to say, like, he's not gonna come out of it, and nobody never came out of this hospital alive after what we gave him. And when they told me that, you guys, I lost it. I lost it. I freaking lost my mind. And I told them that you are not God. I remember saying that. And I say, so you telling me you say that nobody came out of this hospital alive that had what he had? I say, is there another hospital around here? They said, yes, ma'am. They went to the window and showed me. They said, you see that tall building to the top of a building? Now I'm thinking that's just right over the way. Honey, that it was way in a whole nother town. That's how tall that building was. That building was like the Empire State Building, but it was Washington State Hospital in Seattle, Washington. That I ain't never seen a hospital that tall in my life, but you can see it over the tree. You say just that top, that's it over there. I said, well, pack him up and take him over there. I said, because I'm gonna let you know he will not, if he do die, he will not die in here. You will not get that one. So they looked at me like I was a fool, but I meant what I said. You will not have the leg. You will not tell me my son not going to leave here. He's going to leave here this day breathing. And that's what they did. They packed him up. I remember they put their oxygen, taking all stuff between the room. They cleared him in, pushed him, put him in the ambulance, and took him to Washington State Hospital. Do y'all know, fast forward, my son was in a coma. My son had everything. He had tools running everywhere. And I was at the side of my child, and I was reading my Bible, and I was praying. I was praying to God because my son couldn't pray for himself. I asked God to just let me take my child home, please, please. As I'm over there praying, but quiet in spirit, praying, I heard like a scratch, scratch, scratch. I looked up. It was my child looking at me with those eyes of his and saying, like, Mama, take this tube out of my mouth. I can read his mind. So I started screaming. I ran out of the room and I told the people, he is up. They say, what? They thought that they couldn't believe what I was saying. I say, he's up. He's woke. And he want the tube out of his mouth so he can talk. And so I was sitting there, and then they said, "Mel, we're going to need you to just let us take out the tubes and clean him up and stuff. And we'll call you." And I'm out there. You know me. I'm giving God all his glory. I'm giving God all his glory. I went back in there and my son was looking at me. They told me my son was going to die. He did not right then. And I say, son, after they got him all clean and the tools out of his mouth and stuff, and I say, son, do you see me? Do you know you all right? And then they asked him, did he know where he was and all this right here? And he said, like, no. He said, but I'm in the hospital or something he was trying to say. And told me I was his mama. And he smiled at me. And then I say, son, like this. And he turned around and he picked his hand up and he did this to me. I was so happy. So time went on and days passed, and next thing he was getting better and better. Next thing they had moved him from that floor to the next. His pastor came, which was my pastor too at the time. He came up and he walked the halls of the hospital. And as you know, I was going to my pastor had found me a little church. I don't care where I am, I'm gonna find me a place of worship. I found me a place of worship. And every Wednesday night they would come by the Fisher House to pick me up for Bible study and church on Sunday. And after church, they'd take me to the hospital. I'd stay all day. Then after a while, my son even got up and started walking. And once he started to walk, and his children were there, and his wife, his ex-wife, and his fiance, and I knew I had to go back to work, and I felt better. I knew he was coming home. I went home and I got his house ready and went on back to work, and my son came home. And my son lived for 9 months. He he and I went to Seattle for a bone uh, plant test. Uh, and For they could get whatever, because he was supposed to get a transfusion, a transplant, or whatever they call it. And I went with him. I found out after he died, he told his friends and stuff that he and I, went to we would sit in a hotel, we ordered pizza and stuff together. We had like a 2-bedroom, the military paid for it, across from the hospital transplant place. And we walked. I said, son, let's walk. Let's walk. Do you know my son almost passed out? But he told people, he said, Mama had me walking a cancer patient over a bridge. I didn't know it. But do you know he walked and everything did not show me that he was sick? But then the funny thing, when we was coming, he said, now, Mama, I know we're going to catch a cab going back. And I said, oh, yeah, we can catch a cab going back. We walked about 3 miles, and my son was sick. but he would not drop. Yeah, I noticed he was getting a little weak in the store, but he was such a fine son. He didn't want me to worry. And so when we left and went back to Alaska, my son went back to, by then he had got married. Matter of fact, he got married in my house in October, the last of October. And yeah, and they went to Seattle because he had to be married to take her. He was supposed to be going for the bone marrow transplant, and when he got there, the cancer had come back. And I was on my job, and I was working with the children on the playground. And Alaska's behind time. And my son, they had told him that he had about 2 weeks to live. And so he called me on the phone and he said, "Hey, Mama." He said, "What you?" I said, "Oh, I'm at work." He said, "Oh, I forgot the time difference." I said, "How the bone marrow transplant going? What is that?" He said, "Oh, Mom, they can't do it." He said the council have come back. When he said that the council have come back, that's all I remember, y'all. I'm telling you, I left him then. I was in denial, and it did something to my brain. Cause ever since then, I've been having like memory loss. Not long term. I can remember something happened when I was 6. When I say I have a senior moments, that just started happening after the death of my son. I had like a mini stroke before we buried him. I was holding it in, and I had a stroke. They thought it was like Bell palsy, but I could feel my whole face turning to the side in the ambulance. But anyway, I could hear him saying, "Mom, they give me two." And I say, "They're not God." And I hung up on it. And I went back and I called all the children and said, "Come on, you guys, let's go inside." It was dark anyway here in Alaska. They was out playing on the playground. I said, "Come on, you guys, let's go inside." When I went inside, I wasn't no more good. And so they saw me, they noticed me and the other teachers, and they say, "What happened out there on the playground?" I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. I could not. And I'll say, "Well, my son is taken for the worst." And so I know I've told the people I couldn't come back to work until all this was over. But I did not know that after he got back home, because my son was walking all around and doing stuff. And I remember the the um the week before he died. Matter of fact, it was like the 1st of November. He came to the house. He wanted to tell me. He wanted to make me listen that he was dying because I didn't want to hear it. But he knew he had to make me listen to plan for the funeral and all that stuff. And I would not. I kept like, every time he got ready to tell me, I like push him away. I could not take it. So he called me and he said, Mom, get ready. He said, he called his wife name. He said, we're coming over and take you to breakfast. And I said, no, you come on and get me and let me treat you to breakfast. I said, y'all don't have no money to be spending on me. That's what I told him. And then after that, he I noticed him in the restaurant. We was at the Pancake House, the Waffle House. He couldn't eat. First, he had an appetite. His eyes were bigger than his what he could do. And then I ordered like the steak and all this stuff. And he said, "Oh, I ordered what she's having." That was his mind wanting it, but he couldn't eat. And then he like just took them. But I was noticing it. I was noticing it, but I wouldn't let him know that I was noticing it. And so then I say, he said, put mine in the box to go. So I said, put all of y'all have take all of because really I didn't have an appetite either. After I saw, I could tell that he just kept looking at me. He wanted to tell me. I knew it what it was, but I wouldn't. So um that's when they came to take me home, he walked me in the house. No, no, he couldn't walk up the stairs no more by the end. He was real weak, y'all. Because I remember him stumbling to the car. He didn't have his cane or nothing like that. He was trying to be big in front of me, and he was weak. And I've come to find out when they left me, his wife told me when they left me, put me out. He went straight to the hospital to have that was his last blood transfusion. And they told him, say, you going to we're going to send hospice to the house. And they told him that he had like maybe 14 days at the most, 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. And they going to send everybody. But they did give him a blood transfusion and the oxygen. They had it set up. And then he called me and told me, he said, Mama, hospice and really I didn't know what hospice was all about. I did not know what it was, what it was about. But then I do remember him saying that I knew that he had to have communion and he had to have, repentance and all this stuff. So I made sure that was happening. My church was there. The deacons and pastors and stuff were coming in every weekend for repentance and communion and all of that. So he had that. And so the last communion he could not take because he couldn't eat then. He was going into the coma. But we all had communion and everybody came in that night. That was on the last night. But I couldn't believe how my son went from joking and laughing that morning until dying that night. Yeah. But yeah, today is just the day when my world stood still and I lost my memory. To this day I can't get it back. Cannot remember. But anyway, I thank you guys so much for being here with me. And I thank you for your thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please do. I need you. I need your subscriptions to get 1,000. Oh boy. But anyway, I thank you for being with me tonight. So, mm, I'm going to be bringing a story tomorrow at 4 o'clock. It's going to be my my wife's brother was her lover. Yes, that one. I want to try to finish it up, and it should be. Hey, no, no, I didn't know you was here. Yeah, I'm going to be coming with that story tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I put up the premiere, and let me tell you why it's the premiere. I was gonna go ahead on and tell it because I didn't feel like coming before the camera, but I knew that I had to. I knew this story that when I get a story from somebody, I know they be looking for me to tell their story. And I've been sitting in the story. This has been in the story box. I've told like 2 stories. This guy's story been in there for a while, and I finally, got it all ready. But tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I put on there premiere at 4 o'clock. That's my time. Um, and it's gonna come on, like that. So what I probably do is when you see that, uh, I think it's like 18 minutes of video. I'll check and see how much it is. I'll go ahead on and clock in and do everything and put it up. As soon as that video premiere is over, I will come in and we might chit chat if I see everybody's coming in the room a little bit, and I want to see if oh, I think that was Tail, one of the members named Tail, the one that suggested that good name for the group. Linda, I can't remember that name for that group that she gave us, but it was a good name. Can you remember when I said, "Ooh, that's a good name"? And now, Linda, you see why I say, thank God for you. And then when I be talking or something like that, while we gonna connect because um I am being tested for short-term memory loss. And you guys, I want to get out as much as this as possible. I have not written a book, and I don't want to lose my um yeah, and there ain't no way I can find that. It was Tail. If I can remember, that was Tail. That was Tail from the Bahamas, I think. I believe it was Tail. Because I kept saying, "Ooh, Tail, that was good." I pray Tail come back. I know she come to Sunday chat. So maybe we'll do a Sunday chat to see if she gonna come back home. It was something like, I can't even remember. It was good. It was good though. Yeah, it was a good one. And I think I said, Linda, look at that. Remember that. But anyway, the next time I say that, Linda, please write it down. Not for real that I'm not joking. Because every Thursday, they test me. Yeah. Because I've lost a part of after my son passed. My memory just something happened, and it's not. I could tell you stuff happened from way back when I was a child, but it's just the stuff that just happened. Just remember the other day when you kept telling me the preacher, it was the pastor, the and I kept no, it wasn't that. It was, and it was. Yeah, it was the why we should the benefits of having a prayer partner, and my pastor joined me and my prayer partner together. Yes, and then I talked to her. She's going to be a guest on our show. Yes, she is. We're gonna be. She's gonna be a guest. She already said she gonna get us up because she's a Bible scholar. Oh, can you imagine her listening at me for 20 years? You know what I'm saying? Listening to me, just listening to me for 20 years. And I told you why she was put with me because I finally confessed to a sister that I was sexless, and the girl went off on me like I had said something nasty. She was a married woman. I thought she was my age. But coming to find out, she like 10 years or so younger. But for real, I thought she was about my age. So I thought like two sisters could talk, honey. But when I told the pastor, look, I need somebody to talk to. But then none of what is I'm talking about, it's got to be like a group though. That I said walking in the light of my life, walking in the light of my life, walking in the light of my well, write that down. Write it down, write that one down, walking in the light of my life. Write that one down. So all of them that come up, they write that one down now. And then it was hers was something like some kind of crew, but it was some it wasn't the blessed crew, it was something, but honey, it was a good one. And I thought you saw it, but you evidently you didn't. But anyway, we will get to it. We ain't gonna, tarry too long over there. But like I say, you see me got my little wine. I ain't gonna even just look all this wine I poured in here. And I think I'm gonna take it and pour it back in the Hi dear, how are you? Oh, you were already here. You're not a subscriber, are you? Welcome to our. Oh, I know you. I know you've been here. I know, but I didn't see you. I did. Maybe I was supposed to touch something up there. I didn't. I didn't hit the thing up there. I don't. I know. I should do that when I come on. I didn't think nobody was gonna be up. That's why I didn't even bother about doing nothing but just coming up. You know what I'm saying? Coming on. I said nobody's gonna be up. Nobody wanna hear this story. So let me just get up and tell it to get it out. You know what I'm saying? But then I thank God. Like I said, I count all my subscribers as a blessing. And Alice, if you're not a member, I would love to have you a member of this group. Our channel is a clean channel, and you'll never have to worry about us offending the words of our mouths, offending your ears. Oh, Jimmy, thanks for joining us too. You was here too. Everybody was sitting in the cut. Please join our YouTube channel. Yes, welcome, 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 welcome. Everybody's so welcome. And if you're here, give me a thumbs up. Those of all that's new to the channel, give me a thumbs up. And could you please, even while I got the chat open now, just put the state you're from or the country. Just let me know where you're from. I would love to know where you're from. Like the other night, I think we had Mississippi in the house, the first Mississippi in the house. Yes. The first Mississippi in the house. Yes. And I just found out that I didn't publish those lives. So I did publish them. So that means they're gonna run, right? Now they're gonna run to the public. So I did publish them. I went down the line and I published all the lives. And so that means that maybe some people will subscribe when they see them. And I pray and hope. We pray for the channel that we do. I'm praying, hoping that it doesn't drag out too much longer. I know y'all tell me to hold on and all this, but you got to remember, ever since 2000, you know, um, you know, um, I know that the God give it's not the one that the fake, the one that get there first and all that. It's the one that you know um stay in the race. In other words, to the finish line, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to jump off the ship and all that and be a. I want to stick with it, and God is good, and I want to speak out of my mouth what I know everything into existence, and that we will have a flourishing channel to tell stories and everything. Oh yeah, and for Alice and Jimmy, uh, those are the only two new ones that I see. Um, if you like have a story and you would like to tell the story, my email, go to my website. It's myspace and yourplaces.com. Go to the website and write me an email and let me know we can talk, and you'll find all the contact. If I know, I'm steadfast. I was telling the Lord that today, just I'm grateful. Have you seen? I look. I advertised a lot today, and we got 5 subscribers. Yeah, well, it's another day, but on the 9th. I mean, what is the day? The 10th? Yesterday or the day we had 5 subscribers because it was 300 and something, like 40 something. Now it's 350 something. Yes. So we've had, and I went on Facebook and I put the link. I put the web link, and I asked them that, it's 400 friends on Facebook, I say. And if you care, just press the link and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The people so quick to, let's support my channel free. Just hit subscribe. What's so hard about that? They know me, they know my character and all that stuff, but what is the deal? Then you got people, there's some kind of way, but anyway, God knows everything. He's my provider. So what can I say? And so anyway, um, you guys, I'm gonna um I'm gonna go now. I'm getting kind of sleepy, and because I've been up. And so anyway, I thank the ones that came by and spent some time with us. It's probably morning where you are. It is 1:01 a.m. here in Anchorage, Alaska right now. And yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get in my bed now. So I feel so much better that I thought I was talking to the air. But God bless, I want to say. And I will tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The one that premiere is the story is called My Wife brother was her lover. And it don't sound as crazy as you think it is. It's the woman lied and said that this man was her brother and he found out it was her lover. I could tell y'all what it is. Since y'all were on the thing. So when the rest of the people see it, if they don't look at this video, they won't know. They're gonna say, "What? That's so crazy," But it's a there is they she lied and said that that man was her brother, and that man married that one. Them out, But I don't want to get too deep in the story because you got to wait till tomorrow to see it. Okay, so I'm gonna say good night. Love you all. Mwah. God bless. Good night.